Have you guys ever heard of the Galapagos fur seals?
No.
No way, really? They're a kind of fur seal that's native to the Galapagos archipelago. Tell
Tell us more.
Their common name is the Galapagos fur seal, while their scientific name is the Arctocephalus galapagoensis. They're also currently endangered.
The Galapagos fur seal, a fascinating marine mammal endemic to the Galapagos archipelago, shares its evolutionary lineage with several notable relatives, including the majestic Galapagos sea lion, the resilient subantarctic fur seal found in the remote southern oceans, the charismatic South American fur seal, inhabiting the coastal regions of South America, and the endearing New Zealand fur seal, known for its presence along the rugged shores of New Zealand.
Next, we will discuss the habitat and distribution of the fur seals. The Galapagos fur seals are found on the rocky shores of the western islands of the Galapagos archipelago and are part of the desert and xeric shrublands biome. They live in a subtropical climate, ranging from around 69 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, with low rainfall and humidity. The air and water temperatures are low due to cool ocean currents, and the warm weather is often from December to May. The participation pattern every year is 7 days of rain in January, 0 days in June, July, and August, and 1 to 3 days in the other months.
The Galapagos fur seal needs to maintain thermal regulation, especially living in the Galapagos Islands. They are homeothermic and allows them to stay active in wider ranges of temperature. This organism is also endothermic. They either release heat by using heat loss by convection or conduction. For heat loss by convection, when the fur seal gets too hot, blood is directed to the flipper by vasodilation, a process when capillaries underneath the skin open to dilate and increase the blood flow to the flippers. If the fur seal is in water, it raises its flipper to the wind, and water from the wet surface evaporates and cools the flipper, lowering body temperature. For heat loss by conduction, they lay on shady rocky areas, such as boulders, rock formations, lava ledges, and caves, as they transfer their heat onto areas that they lie on. Additionally, their small bodies also reduce heat.
The Galapagos fur seals have a trophic level of 4.1. This means that these seals are tertiary consumers. These are animals that primarily eat secondary consumers in a food chain, but also feed on primary consumers. They feed mainly on cephalopods like small squid. They also feed on fish and shellfish. They will tend to feed closer to the shore because their prey is much easier to catch there. They mainly feed at nighttime and dive to deep depths in search of food. An interesting fact is that while defending their territory, males will not go to look for food.
Over the years, the Galapagos fur seals developed many adaptations for their environment. Some structural adaptations are their small body size, along with a thin layer of blubber, and their large eyes, which helps them stay cool, sweat, and hunt cephalopods efficiently during the night. A physiological adaptation is the ability to lose heat through their hairless and abundant blood vessel flippers. Behavioral adaptation is learned from their mothers at a young age, in which they will lie on cool surfaces to cool down quickly, transferring their heat from the body to the surface they lie on. Galapagos fur seals are polygynous, with males mating with multiple females. Males establish territories, protecting female groups, and engage in complex courtship displays, such as posturing, vocalization, and physical interactions such as touching or chasing females, demonstrating their fitness. After giving birth, mothers nurse their pups for a week before returning to the ocean to feed. Fertilization occurs internally, with males transferring sperm to females. After 11 months, females give birth to pups.
This species is critical to the environment that they live in. These animals assist the ecosystem in various ways to help protect the ocean's health. Galapagos fur seals are a sentinel species, meaning that they have the ability to sense the presence of dangers in the ocean. They can provide warnings of pre-existing or emerging threats such as pollutants, chemicals, and more. These fur seals are also helpful because they cycle nutrients through the ocean with their feces. Additionally, their breeding groups leave areas for guano deposits, which are important for fertilizing the land and allowing plants to thrive in the ocean. Overhunting of the Galapagos fur seal, particularly in the early 20th century, is the main reason that the species is now endangered. The fur seals were excessively hunted until they were nearing the brink of extinction. The reason that these animals were hunted was to get a hold of their fur, which is used in making clothing garments. This act is classified as overexploitation, as hunting is leading to the depletion of a species at a faster rate than it is able to reproduce.
Since the early 20th century, experts and conservancies have been striving to protect the Galapagos fur seals. Activities falling under XC2 conservation include
Ecuadorian law prohibiting the hunting of Galapagos fur seals since 1934, as well as establishing a national park in 1959. And the Galapagos Conservancy and the University of San Francisco working to face natural issues threatening the seals, like breeding patterns and food sources. On the other hand, in situ conservation can also include the protection of the Galapagos Islands waters, including the prohibition of fishing within 40 nautical miles, thus ensuring that the Galapagos food web remains stable, and raising awareness of plastic pollution in the oceans. However, numbers continue to decline, and this is inherently due to greater problems in the picture, such as global warming and the occurrence of climate patterns like the El Niño events.
Currently, there are around 10,000 to 15,000 Galapagos fur seals left in the world due to global warming. The increase in water temperatures caused a decrease in their food supply due to the El Niño occurrence. As seen in the IUCN, there has been a 77 to 80% decrease in the mid-20th century and another 50% decrease in the last 30 years. There are no observable changes in the gene pool. However, the fur seals have adapted to run or walk on land and have thermoregulation. If there are no human intervention soon, the fur seals might go extinct.
The Galapagos fur seals have a trophic level of 4.1. This means that their extinction from the Galapagos archipelago would likely alter the population numbers of other organisms closest to it on the food web. For example, other species hunting the same organisms as the Galapagos fur seals would face an increase in population numbers due to the fact that they're facing far less competition for prey. Meanwhile, the Galapagos fur seals' prey would face less predation, while the predators of the Galapagos fur seals would suffer from far less availability of their food. Other environmental benefits, such as oceanic nutrition cycling, would be reduced or terminated entirely with the loss of the Galapagos fur seals.